Hello, ladies and gents. Just a very quick message. So, our editor has asked me to let you guys know that Mikey, during this episode, had the sniffles. So please excuse the coughs and the splutters because we literally just couldn't edit them out, okay? Please enjoy the show. We just wanted to let you know before listening. I hope you're amazing, and I love you. Bye.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a lapse in memory because I was worried about my clitoris. All right.
That's all right. That's all right. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like fully vulnerable ones where people open up are congratulations. If you're happy, that's
Yeah, the thing that's odd about that is in the Walmart car park. I don't know how that would.
Is that you, Kimmi?
It is me.
Is that you that actually sent that in? So I don't know. That is one. This is probably the first time I've ever been stumped.
Right, well, I'm gonna disregard Bill. What's his name? Is it Cosby?
This is in danger of like turning into a Rick therapy session.
No, that's fine. So I'll let you know where this stems from. So my sister has officially finished therapy.
I can keep a secret.
Kimmi, how was your week? Talk to me.
Absolutely shit.
Why?
Literally, absolutely shit. So it was Erin's birthday week. She was 7. She got sick on her birthday. Diarrhea.
That's so sad.
So we had to cancel all the plans. It was horrible. Cancel everything. Then the next I got it, and the same day, and it was literally just, I only vomited once because I could stop myself being sick. It's the life out of me. So mine was flack end, and I had I had accidents. I'm not proud of it. I was in too much of a mess. I just took my trousers off, cleaned myself up, and left the floor. Anyway, I get sick. But Mikey's very dramatic, and he decided to collapse the bathroom floor and use my trousers as a pillow because he didn't know.
So he put his head in your
shit in your beard. Is that why you shaved your beard?
No, okay. For the benefit of the listener and the viewers who can't see him, he's shaking his head, but I don't believe him.
Yeah. Did you have Kimmi's pieces?
So he didn't have any idea either. So he was like, I've just been asleep on the bathroom floor. And he said, I used your trousers as a pillow. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a traumatic.
Okay.
What was yours?
Yeah, it was lovely. I went to Scotland. And
yes, you
went
did.
For Johan's surprise 50th, which was lovely. So Johan's partner's mum picked me up from the airport. I was going to stay in a hotel the night before, but me and his partner were both too impatient. So I then went to her mum's house. They went out for dinner, came back, and yeah, they'd put like a little trail of hearts on the carpet. And then Johan's name and an arrow pointing basically into the room I was in. And obviously, so she'd said to him, "Oh, look, we just need to go around to my mum's. I need to pick up some kindling for the fire." And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll come in and help you." And then yeah, I was there. So yeah, it was nice. So that was very nice and very cute, and it was actually quite emotional, which was really nice.
Was he surprised?
Yeah, he was. Like, he had no idea. He was like, I was like, mate, this has been planned for like fucking 4 months. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, man. And then what did we do? Saturday, we went to a whiskey distillery, which was really cool. Yeah, it was amazing. So his partner's family own quite a large farm, and they make grain. And 90% of the grain that they make actually is sold to that whiskey distillery, which is really cool. So
that's cool.
So we went and drank whiskey that they had farmed for generations and generations and generations. So that was really cool.
That's really
it was
cool.
Fucking awesome, actually. And then we just went into Inverness and had a few drinks, and then we checked into the hotel, went out for a lovely meal, and then inevitably got ourselves far too intoxicated. Where I was asked to leave politely by the security because basically I went out for a cigarette and as I was walking back in, somebody was like walking through the door but really quickly, and instead of me kind of like, just moving to the side because I was that drunk, kind of made me stumble. I was like, ooh. And it was all very polite, and the security man was like, where are you staying? And I was like, that hotel just down there. And he was like, well, I think it's time you go to bed. And I was like, you know what? Good night, sir, and thank you for letting me know. Yeah, and I just walked off and got to my hotel and took myself to bed. And
You simply turned to this very polite bouncer and went, okay.
Literally, I did. I was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, and just left. And then, yeah, spent a lot of Sunday hungover. But yeah, did a little bit of sightseeing, hung out for a bit, which was really nice. We did book to go to the movies, but inevitably we were both too hungover to do that. So we were like, nah, fuck that. And then Monday, bit more sightseeing, went and had one of those sandwiches again for lunch. You know, the rosemary and chicken.
Jealous,
Honestly, that was
yeah.
amazing. And then, yeah, flew home. So, yeah, I've had a lovely week. Yeah, really, really. And kind of,
Good.
yeah, obviously being away from the kids for like 2-3 nights. I was very excited to get back and see them as well. So it was very good. It
Yeah.
was nice. Mikey, what about you? Mikey McMike Faith, the perfect queen?
I have been not doing a whole lot because obviously we were supposed to record last week, but I was poorly. My wife got it first, and I tried to like fend it off and not catch it, and then it fucking got me. And I took the day off work and everything in the hope that I could write myself for recording the episode, and I was just done. And I just couldn't bring myself to sit in my cold garage studio and talk to you fuckers. I don't think I would have been. I don't think I would have been great company. So it's just been bouncing back from that. Been working on music bits. Just plodding on, really. So
Good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, I'm glad. And on that note, by the way, ladies and gents, I'm going to introduce the episode. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Confessional podcast. Just so you know, this is episode 50. Can you believe it, ladies
Fuck
and gents?
yeah.
To episode 50 episodes is...
Without getting
I
cancelled.
know, that's wild, isn't it? That's actually incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump straight into something here. Did you see that guy go, how does it feel to only have 10 listeners? And Kimmi was like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I don't know. So that person...
I guess we'll never
Yeah, that
know.
person started trolling a couple of my videos, basically saying he hated me and that I was a narcissistic cunt. Obviously, he doesn't even know me. I don't know him. He doesn't know me.
But he's nailed you.
Yeah. He's fucking, like, he's... No, and you know what? I respect the guy, actually, because obviously he came out and he basically said, I don't like... And I replied to the comment saying, me. And he was like, yeah, you. And I was like, hey, man, that's fine. I was like, that's absolutely fine. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate the comment. And yeah, I was like, you know, I'm not going to kind of change what I do, and I can't please everybody. But luckily, this is my profile, and if you don't like me, then yeah, you know, you can just kind of block me, basically. And he responded,
Back
yeah,
off.
and he responded, and he was like, well, you know, a lot of your videos just kind of just come across quite narcissistic. And I was like, well, you know, if that's the impression you get, I apologise, because that's not how I want to portray myself. No, so his first comment was, fuck me, you're running out of content, with like a yawning face. And then that's when I put me. And then, yeah, this is where this conversation happened. And I was like, all right, mate. Like, yeah, I was like, whatever. Like, he wasn't overly rude. He was just quite forward in his words. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. Like, his words didn't offend me. I wasn't offended. If anything, I quite respect his comments. If that's how he feels, I was like, okay. I was very polite back to him. And then, yeah, he jumped onto the confessional comments and was like, oh, how does it feel to only have 10 viewers? And then Kimmi was like, we won't know, mate, because we have far more than that. So I don't know. So yeah, I've just restricted him from my account and the confessional just so that he can't troll it anymore. So there you go.
I would just let him carry on, because every comment is a little boost.
Every comment is a
if
little
he wants
boost.
to
You're right.
spend his day ranting, then crack on.
Yeah,
mate.
that's like the first kind of hate I've had in a long time.
Oh, that must mean you're doing something right there,
Maybe.
Rick.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to rise to it. I'm an adult man. I'm not going to let somebody online hurt my feelings because of the words they said. It's up to them, isn't it?
You're obviously living rent-free in his head.
Apparently.
The fact that he's had to go from your videos to
Weird,
the
right?
podcast
Isn't it
videos.
interesting?
Yeah, it's
There's
odd.
a comedian called Adam Rowe, and whenever he gets like a savage comment or like a troll type scenario, the first thing he does is he DMs him saying, look, mate, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're obviously having a bit of a tough time with it if you're lashing out at other people. Whatever it is, I hope that things sort themselves out and you can get to like a happier place. Like every time he's done it, they just do a complete 180 and go, oh, you know what? I was out of order. I'm so sorry. And it just literally kill him with kindness.
Oh, mate, and honestly, I was super polite back to this, and I was like, hey. Look, I was like, thanks for your comment. And he was like, well done for getting me to engage again to respond to your comment. I was like, that wasn't my intention at all. Like, you don't have to respond to me at all. I don't know you. Like, yeah, don't feel obliged to kind of comment on any of my stuff if you don't like me. No stress, bro. Like, that's fine. So, yeah.
It's kind of, if you don't like me this much, why are you here?
Correct, yeah. Like, Why are you on my platform? If you want, I'll block you if that makes you feel better, and then you won't be able to see me. Very odd. Anyway,
Dear.
what's on the agenda tonight,
Very
please, Mr. Mike?
Well, we've got a lovely big old fat mix of confessions and questions. We've had a new submission on the Google form, which is one of the ways that people can send in their longer form confessions. We've had a smattering of WhatsApp, and we've had a healthy dose of NGL. So we've got a
Yay.
decent amount. So let me first just direct you to the wrongest right angle in the land. That is Urban Dictionary Corner.
Let's go.
Yes.
So I've got a nice little stash of Urban Dictionary terms saved in a separate thread with our editor-in-chief. Okay, I've been sat on this one for a while and I couldn't bring myself to bring it up, but fuck it, it's episode 50.
It's episode 50, let's
Would
go.
either of you care to hazard a guess as to what the Cosby Sweater might be?
So the Cosby Sweater. I keep thinking about Bill Cosby right now. I have no idea. Because Bill Cosby's popped into my head and he was a wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a paedophile, but he was definitely drugging women and taking advantage of them and using his
So he was a
status to...
Right, so also both of those words, can we please bleep them on YouTube so that doesn't get cancelled?
Yes.
Okay, the Cosby Sweater. Because I know of what he's done, it's going into that place, and I don't want to talk about that maybe live on air.
Yeah, you don't want to freestyle that if that's where
I
your
do
head is
not,
going.
Sir. No, I do not. So I don't know. That is one. This is probably the first time I've ever been stumped.
Right, well, I'm going to disregard Bill. What's his name?
Yeah.
Is it Cosby? Yeah, I'm going to disregard him and I'm just going to focus on the sweater part. I think it's someone jizzes over someone's torso. They chop their pubes and then they sprinkle it on the pubes, so it's a sweater.
I think that's a pretty good fucking guess, you know.
Very, very creative. Lots of different
It was, wasn't it?
textiles involved. You know, there's also a sustainable element to that. I quite like that. Okay, the
Yeah.
Cosby Sweater. The sexual act of eating Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Trix, and Boo Berry, or any other brightly coloured cereal, and then vomiting the tacky, dazzling mixture onto your partner's chest. The result should look similar to the incredible sweaters that Bill Cosby wore during the highly successful 1980s sitcom, The Cosby Show.
Wow. But
God.
vomit is
I'm not ready for vomit content.
vomit
No,
is a huge thing, mate. It's huge, isn't it?
it is, but my stomach is not there yet,
Okay.
guys. It's not.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's
That's disgusting.
That's naughty.
Oh, the smell.
And if
Yeah.
it's on a hot day as well, oof,
Oh.
it's steaming. And then a bit of bile comes out after, you know, that yellow stuff.
oh,
Oh.
dear.
And all that curdled milk.
Oh, mate, let's stop.
Let's stop.
Yeah, let's move on.
Silly Sausage and Chief, Richard,
Hello.
Bartholomew, Christian.
Yes.
Do you want a funny one or a serious one?
Let's go funny first.
Okay, here we go. Short and sweet. This was from NGL. I sniff carpets.
Is that you, Kimmy?
It is me.
Is that you that actually sent that in?
It's me, yeah.
What do you mean you sniff carpets? Please explain.
I've got a thing for new carpet. Do you
Okay.
know how
No,
some
no,
people like the new
that's
carpet
fine.
smell?
Right. That's fine.
So if I walk around and there's a carpet shop, I have to go in and I have to sniff the carpets. Or if I'm in IKEA, you'll find me in the carpet section, like the rugs,
Where's
just having a
Kimmy?
good sniff.
You know where she is. You know.
Also, if my friends get new carpet, they save me the offcuts and they give them to me.
Really? What is it? What is it about
Yeah.
it, please?
I don't know. I just like it. I don't know. I don't actually know.
You
I
like
just
fully
like
bury your
I
face in
think
it like that?
like a proper inhale.
Really?
I could probably eat it if it was edible. Yeah,
Wow, that's really interesting.
it's odd. Isn't it?
Well, no, I think if it was, I love sniffing carpets on pub floors or in random people's houses.
It's got to be fresh.
Fresh, I could get behind that. I'll give a carpet a sniff the next time
Yeah,
I come
cool.
across one, and I'll let you know.
Wicked.
I mean, it's not a million miles away from new car smell, is it?
No, and they're good.
Oh, that makes me feel
That's it.
sick. Yeah. So carpets and tinsel, they're the ones that I smell.
Really? Tinsel does have a smell.
Yeah.
It does.
It does. It is a bit odd when you stood in a shop and you've got a bundle of tinsel and you
What's
just...
your favourite smell in the world?
Carpet.
Mikey, what's your favourite smell in the world?
Like freshly baked bread or cake. You know, like you know when a food smell isn't too pungent, but it just fills the room. Like when you walk past a bakery and you can just smell a cacophony of like freshly made stuff. Oh,
I've got 3.
The best.
So mine is fresh coffee, like actual like coffee beans that have just been ground, fresh coffee, freshly cut grass, and fresh bread. Has to be bread. Freshly cooked bread. Mate. If I could have sex with that smell, I would.
Get your missus a bread maker for Christmas.
You know what? It's not a bad idea.
You
I'd
can wake
quite
up in
like
the
a bread
morning with
maker, if
fresh
I'm
smelling
honest.
bread.
I think it would be amazing. Yeah, I'd quite like that. And then you can like go do some wonderful and weird stuff in it, can't you?
So we've had a live submission from Scary Ho. He has said that he loves the smell of rain on hot tarmac, especially when it's been really, really hot.
Oh, you know what? I agree.
Yeah.
Hot tarmac is a one, isn't it? Like and when you think about it, it shouldn't be pleasant, but it kind of is.
Do you know what else I actually quite like smelling? And I'm happy to admit this. I like smelling my dog's paws.
Oh, I thought you was going to say something else then. There was a little pause.
I like smelling.
There was a little pause there.
Dogs. No, truly, I like smell your dog's paws. Smell Spud's paws.
No, I have. No, right. Spud still pees like a puppy, and when he wheezes on his feet. And I made the mistake the other day of smelling his feet, and it was gross.
Right, yeah, just pure piss. I like the smell. I like the smell
piss.
of my dog's feet.
That's a weird one.
That is.
Mikey, have you got any weird ones?
A weird one.
One that you're nearly...
One that not everyone
you're
likes.
nearly ashamed to admit. Do you ever scratch your bum and smell your finger?
Not since I was a child.
Well,
I like the smell of my own farts.
I think we all do, don't we?
Yeah, what is that you quite like your own brand?
Well,
what is that?
I think it's just more satisfactory, isn't it? Where you're like, yeah. I mean, I won't lie. I've done a couple of like bum sneezes before where even I've like had to kind of open the car window because I've been like, fucking hell. That is wrong. Yeah, I've had
those are the moments when you know you've really gone over the mark.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's like a weird. If one comes to me, I will absolutely tell you. But there's nothing that's springing to mind right now.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Right then.
There we go.
I, 21-year-old female, lost my virginity to a 37-year-old male a few weeks before my 21st birthday in the back of a van in the Wallmart parking lot. We're engaged now.
Oh, okay. So, firstly, I'm assuming they're American because Walmart's in America.
Yes.
Right? Secondly, I hope the legal age is 21 there. It is, right? It is, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it like 18?
Well, that's fine then. Thirdly, congratulations, I guess.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If you're happy, that's
Yeah, the thing that's odd about that is in the Wallmart Carpark. I don't know how that would happen.
In the back of a van.
He sounds like a kidnapper.
It does sound a little bit CNC.
She's got Stockholm syndrome.
It does sound a little bit CNC. But hey.
You want to see some puppies?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mate. Like, I think, hey, if you're happy, then good for you. If it's because you're religious and you're marrying them because you lost your virginity to them and you feel obliged to, then maybe speak to God and ask him for some forgiveness. But if that's not the case and you're happy and you're in love, then good for you, man. I think that's cool.
Fair enough.
Have you never had sex in a fucking car or in a van or anything?
Yes.
Yeah, not the first time,
No,
though.
my first time was in an abandoned house.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Did I read out a Christmas confession?
No.
Too good to pass this up, really. I once puked in a Christmas punch at a works party, and by the time I returned from cleaning myself, it had been completely drank.
Fuck off!
You dirty bastard.
Oh my goodness!
Oh God, I can't.
That's hilarious because the alcohol would actually disguise the flavour. It would disguise any other flavouring of vomit.
No, it wouldn't.
It would.
No. If you think about,
Oh, mate, you're making me feel sick.
if you think about, yeah, with how many ingredients and how big the bowl is,
yes.
if it's not that much vomit to punch ratio, it's just going to get mixed in.
As long as there's no chunks in it. then you're good to go.
Oh, don't.
I mean,
and lots of punches
There's
have
always
chunks, don't they?
carrots in it.
lots of punches do have chunks.
Like little bits of
There's
fruit
always
or whatever.
carrots in it. Well, unless you've eaten carrots, there's not. So
No, there is. There is all the time. It doesn't matter what you eat. When you get sick, there's carrots in it.
It's because it's not carrot that you're seeing.
It's disgusting. Why are we
vile.
talking about vomit today, guys? It was literally 3 days ago. I was chucking my guts
Okay.
up.
But I think
It's not.
that has to be one of my most shocking confessions I think I've ever heard. Like,
Yes.
genuinely,
Yes, I
just
agree.
gasped. Oh, could you imagine coming back from the toilet and being like to your mate, bro, I was just sick in a punch bowl.
Oh, you'd leave,
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
you? You'd just go home.
Because you're in a horrible spot. You take yourself out of the equation to sort yourself out, and you come back with the intention to do the right thing.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Crime disappeared.
Well, it must have tasted nice if it was all gone.
At a Christmas
Surely.
party, people are just greedy and want as much free as they can get.
Well, that serves them right then.
That's right. Don't always be greedy because it might be sick.
Oh, I'm never
I think
touching
that's
punch
incredible.
again.
That's actually a fucking brilliant confession. And thank you to whoever sent that in.
Oh,
Because
God.
that's hilarious in a weird, gross way. So, yeah, I like that.
Here's one for you. Had an affair. Now he's giving me the silent treatment. He'd promised he'd leave his wife. She will be getting a happy divorce ornament for the Christmas tree this year.
Question, and this is a genuine question because I don't know. So if you have, so you got a partner and you have a one night stand with somebody else, is that an affair? Because in my head, and I don't know why, but in my head, an affair is like kind of a full, not full, but like
Longer, yeah.
much longer and
And an emotional engagement.
yes, sir, yeah, rather than
Yeah.
just kind of
Yes.
a one night thing and you move on. But that's still an affair, right?
I would say a one night stand is just cheating. An affair, I would say, is a relationship. In my opinion,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean that's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm not completely wrong. And you guys are like, no, Rick, mate, fucking, you shag someone, that's an affair. Yeah, so I don't know.
But both a betrayal.
Yes.
But
Yeah. I'm
but
not disregarding one more than the other at all. It's just I'm just trying to get my understanding.
I think the other one, where you invest time and effort into cultivating a relationship with someone, I think that is way more serious.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it carries
It
more
is.
weight.
100%.
And I think what's happened there, right? So what's happened there is obviously the man has basically told this woman what she wants to hear so he can get in her pants, which he shouldn't have done, especially if he's got a wife. But to then kind of, I mean, you're already a home wrecker, so you're gonna wreck the home regardless, aren't you? You know what I mean? Like, you're already a home wrecker, so you're obviously spiteful in that respect, so you don't give a fuck, so do it.
I think she's obviously had a feelings hurt, and he's obviously had his cake and eaten it, and she doesn't want him to get away with that because he's hurt
That's
her
fine,
feelings.
but
He should have just had the balls and said this is not what I want, instead of just ghosting
there's a more
her.
delicate way to do it rather than Christmas.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think there's a much more tasteful way to do it, isn't there? Rather than
Yeah.
try and ruin Christmas Day where
Yeah,
children
yeah.
might be involved and grandparents and all family. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah, my advice to her would be just move on, just forget about him. She'll find out when the time's right anyway. So yeah, just move on with your life, get on with it, and just let him find out the hard way.
But also, sorry that man has obviously done that to you, because obviously that's still very, very hurtful as well. So yeah, sorry that you're going through that shit.
And he's a prick. And if he can cheat on his wife, then I'm sorry, he's not going to be a decent
correct. So
partner anyway.
why would you want to be with him anyway? Simple as that.
It does feel like it's a weird thing. Like if that's how your relationship starts.
I don't know. I think it depends. If you feel like you've got a genuine connection, then there's no excuse not to split up with the other person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think you'd ever, if you've got in a relationship with someone in that way, and they were having a relationship with both people at the same time, you're never going to be able to trust that person ever.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Here's another short and sweet one. I feel like maybe this is directed at one of us specifically. It actually applies to all of us. The question is, do you squirt? And the answer is yes, I do.
I don't.
Every time.
I do not.
What, you don't?
Oh.
Yes, you do. Think about it. Every time you climax, you squirt.
Okay, yeah, fair. More of like a splodge, but yeah, okay.
I splurge.
I splurge. Do you, Kimmy? Can you answer that question for us?
Oh, do I have to?
You don't
answer
have
that
to. If you're
question?
uncomfortable, it's our fucking show, so you don't have to answer anything that you don't want to. Simple as
If
that.
you want to find out, her OnlyFans is...
Yeah, exactly. Just search Kimmi K OnlyFans, you'll find it.
Well,
Jesus.
That's pretty wild, isn't it? Naughty little sausage.
It's constant. It's all the time. Do you know if I put a question thing on my
Yeah, I bet
Instagram,
it's just flat out sex.
90% of them I cannot
course.
post because they're just pure
Yeah, I
filth.
get that.
And I'm like, there's a time and a place,
Yeah.
dude.
OnlyFans, where you paying me? Bosh.
Yeah, exactly.
So this came in on the Google form. Watching episode 49, and as a fellow woman, I can confirm that yes, when you ovulate, you become more horny. Not just that, you're also wet, like constantly. There's no way I could walk around Nicholas at that time. I always have to make sure I get my extra wank time in. I wish it was easier though, because I'm not exactly quiet, so need to always be aware of my surroundings. Also, another thing, did you know it's a scientific fact that as a woman ages, her clitoris dies if not used? So the saying use it or lose it is totally true. So ladies, get wanking.
Holy shit.
Not necessarily wanking, just get stimulating your clitoris.
Kimmi, I think you'll be fine.
Kimmi will be okay. But whoever sent that in, thank you for your concern.
If anything, Kimmi, I'm pretty sure you're in credit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably elongated.
You fucker.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, it's been a while, guys.
You've been poorly.
Your clitoral credit score is banging.
It's like
Literally.
900. And that's a big credit score.
Your experience favourite influencer. It's
That's
so
right.
good. Thank you very much for sending that in. That's really good. That's cool.
I love those ones. Do you know the ones where it's like really hard for someone to admit to? I love them.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that we need. Not like I shagged my next door neighbour. We need the ones that are like truly.
Whoa, so when that woman's ovulating, she's dripping wet and needs to wank.
No, sorry, the one before. I was
okay.
referring to the one before.
I was like, is that shocking? Yeah.
When people are really vulnerable and they share...
Sorry, I had a lapse in memory because I was worried about my clitoris. All right.
That's all right. That's all right. But yeah, I agree. I agree. Like fully vulnerable ones where people open up are exciting isn't the right word, but it's very it's great for other people to listen.
It's relatable.
It must be nice to get that off your chest and have other people like discuss it openly.
It's relatable, and it's nice to hear that one, people don't think less of you for it, and sometimes you will hear that people have had similar experiences. So one thing I've really enjoyed about the confessional since we started it is on those rare occasions when we got sent something serious or an actual problem to discuss, we didn't shy away from it, and we kind of surprised ourselves. The first few times it happened, we're like, wow, there's actually a bit of depth to what we're doing here, and it's not just wanking and puking. I mean, don't get me wrong. We will always maintain our level of smut. It's really nice to have the balance between the two.
I agree.
Oh, 100%.
I'm a male who once got a lap dance from another male, in brackets, as a challenge, and he was either very good at it for a dude, or I'm not as straight as I thought I was.
It happens to us all, mate. Don't worry.
Strippers are incredibly talented at what they do, aren't they? The way their body moves, regardless if they're male or female. Like, and I'm not saying I've been turned on by a male stripper, but like I've watched male strippers because I used to work in nightclubs, and there were male strippers there, and I obviously watched them perform. You know, like Magic Mike shows and things like that. And obviously, what they do, they're putting on a show, and it's a fucking talent, mate. It's incredible.
Yeah, undeniably. But is this saying that he got the lap dance as a challenge for him, or was the person delivering the lap dance challenged to do it?
I think one of his friends challenged him to let a man give him a lap dance. That man gave him a lap dance, and it turns out that he enjoyed it.
I actually know the answer.
Okay.
Is it you? Is it you?
It's me.
Oh, okay. Well, then fucking tell us.
I thought it was a nice way of doing it in. This was for my best friend's wedding. My best friend was marrying a lady from a Chinese family. I had no idea about this, but before the actual ceremony, they do this thing called Chinese door games. And Chinese door games are like almost like stag do level challenges that the guys have to undertake. And a little while later, this guy, Alex, was challenged to give another dude a lap dance, and I was slapped down onto a chair with my makeup on. Alex went to town. That is not his profession, and he was unnaturally good at this stuff.
Do you fancy Alex, yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, You've sold him to me, so it sounds like you've
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, this guy smells better than I look. So he does all this thing, and I'm like, whoa, was that the movement or the person? Or like, so like I was like, you know, I'm 3 hours away from delivering a best man speech at this fucking wedding going, I'm asking myself some real tough questions in this moment. Like, what is going on?
Am I? Yeah. Wow.
But there's my confession for
Was
the
there
episode.
a conclusion?
Oh, there's definitely not a conclusion. But it was just, I thought it would be a funny one.
Very interesting.
I get it, because I think if I had a lap dance from a woman, I probably would find it quite sexy, and it would probably turn me on. However, I'm not gay, so
Mm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I didn't even know horses had vaginas,
Brutal.
to be honest.
Of course, girl horses have vaginas. You
I
fucking
know,
idiot.
but I've never thought about it.
Well,
But yeah, they
a
must do.
female animal. What do they have, Kimmy? We're back
I
in
want
the
to know
room,
what
by
it
the
looks
way.
like now,
We're
though.
going to get past that straight away. A female animal. What part does that have, Kimmy?
Of course, it has a vagina,
Right.
but I've never actually thought about that before.
I mean,
Do you-
I don't imagine anybody goes around thinking about horses' vaginas.
And if you want to figure out what
Does
that
a
means, you're going to have to join the
vagina look
Patreon.
like?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you don't think about that often, Kimmy, because that'd be weird.
Yeah, but now I am thinking about it, and I feel like I need to Google what it looks like.
Don't do that.
I feel like I need that knowledge.
Do you know what a bird's sexual organ is called?
Wait, how do birds have sex? Oh, you're going to send me down a rabbit hole.
David Attenborough, start watching that and you'll learn. Mikey, go.
What? Do birds have penises?
What is a bird's vagina called?
I would assume so. I don't know if this applies to all birds, but I believe for some birds it's called a cloaca.
A cloaca.
A cloaca. That's quite a nice word.
I quite like that for a vagina. There you go. We can start a new trend. God, I bet she's
We
got a
can
nice
call it a
cloaca.
cloaca because people call women birds, right?
Bet she's got a lovely cloaca.
I'm so confused.
You like that, dear?
My brain is going into overdrive.
Okay.
Let me sniff your cloaca.
Yeah, nearly. Nearly. Right, moving on.
Okay, here's one for you. I've been taking... Oh, sorry. It'd help if I fucking read it properly. Hold on. I've been talking to a beautiful woman for the past 4 weeks. We met at a hotel 10 days ago and had the most incredible night of intimacy. It felt so right and so loving. It wasn't your regular meet up in a hotel. She's made me feel on top of the world. We speak every day, all day. We spent the day together today and it was incredible. We both said the big I love you, as this feels like we're just meant to be.
That's lovely.
I'm going through a breakup, but she's very much married. And what and how do I move forward? I can't go 10 minutes without missing her.
Firstly, that man sounds like a fucking delight, and the words he used to describe that woman are absolutely beautiful. So whoever you are, I would like to shake your hand, because they spoke beautifully about that person, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
they actually spoke beautifully about that person that they are lusting over. And I'm not saying you're not in love, but I mean like lusting. Like, you can definitely tell that you have feelings for this person. Secondly, you're going through a breakup and they are married and they've told you they love you. I think that's where the pickle in this situation is, because
Yeah.
this lovely lady has told you that she loves you, but is and was there not promise, but kind of indications that she was also breaking up, and hopefully you two are going to kind of pursue something? Or was this just a full affair from her with no intentions of breaking up with her partner, and you knew about it? Kind of how that's difficult, isn't it? Because that's where, if this lady has no plans on breaking up with her husband, but has told this man who sent this in, who's evidently fallen in love with this woman, that basically she's saying to him what he wants to hear, and that's where shit becomes toxic and poisonous and nasty.
Yeah, it sounds like he's fallen head over heels in love. I hope that she's feeling the same and she's gonna.
He sounds
move
like a
on from
fucking
her
delight.
husband.
And it's a shame because it's so complicated. If you're going through a breakup, like you're on your way out of this, and this is like light at the end of the tunnel in one way, but like, I don't know, like, do you need to try and slow down and let the dust settle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's that whole thing about like, make sure that you're happy with you before you dive into a life with someone else.
There is, yes, but maybe have a conversation with this woman and see, and if you already haven't, obviously, and see what her intentions are in this.
It sounded like the perfect romance story until the very end.
It sounded, honestly, the words he used were so nice. Like, he wasn't like, we met up in a hotel and fucked. He was like, we had an amazing night of intimacy and we connected. And I think this woman is beautiful. Yeah. So I think I really enjoyed actually listening. So yeah, that was very nice. Maybe that's just me showing my age and appreciating somebody not talking about another person as a fucking object or piece of meat. I don't know. But
no, I agree.
it was lovely.
Because when you're talking about like a rendezvous, if that's what you want to call it, it would be very easy to be more graphic and
more brush off kind of. Yeah, I agree.
Whereas that was actually kind of like romantic.
It was, mate. It was lovely.
Yeah. I hope it works out for you, whoever
you are.
Me too,
man. Me too. And whoever you are, if I ever meet you, I'd like to shake your hand because I think you sound like a nice person.
I believe that this is going to be our last submission for episode 50.
We haven't had one from Mr. Rick yet.
I think I need counselling because of my past trauma.
That's me.
Fucking hell.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. This is in danger of like turning into a Rick therapy session.
No, that's fine. So I'll let you know where this stemmed from. So my sister has officially finished therapy. She's been going for 16 months. She's had the same therapist. I've obviously been in touch with her therapist. She's never told me anything in depth. Obviously, therapists are only allowed to tell you about somebody under the age of 16 if they think they're in danger or they're going to endanger somebody else, which she's never thought. So she's just kind of going, yeah, she's progressing and, this is great and this is nice and this is nice. Anyway, her therapy came to an end, which is amazing. And her therapist was like, I would love to invite you in, give you a recap, let you know, a couple of things I'd like to talk to you about. And and kind of thank you for allowing your sister to go to therapy. And I was like, yeah, man, okay, great. So I went and met this very lovely therapist, very, very delightful woman. But I guess it's their profession to be delightful. And I was with her for 3.5 hours and probably cried for an hour of it. And it turns out that I definitely need to go to therapy.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. It was the most intense, emotional feeling I've had probably ever in my life. Bringing up just snippets of my past and being able to obviously relate to what my sister's gone through in when I was her age or younger, sorry. So yeah, it was it was wild. And what was really kind of eye-opening about it, and I kind of laughed when she said it to me. She was like, well, firstly, she said, what's really interesting is in the UK, I think something silly like only 12% of people have ever gone to therapy. What's crazy is in America, if you don't go to therapy, you're deemed as like abnormal because in America, therapy is just a normal thing to do, apparently. She was like, but in the UK, she was like, so loads of people will say that they can't afford it, but they'll have a car on finance and they'll have a gym membership. And I was like, I have both of those things. I was like, I actually have 2 gym memberships because I have a local one and one that I can visit around the country when I'm traveling. And she was like, see, exactly. And she was like, look, I'm not saying you need therapy. She was like, but therapy is very healthy for everybody. And she was like, we were supposed to have met for an hour and we're 3.5 hours in. And we have probably touched 0.5% of what you would like to talk about. So yeah, and I was like, oh, fucking hell. And I got home and cried again. So I was like, wow, yeah, mate, it opened up so many tiny little doors that I haven't kind of visited for a very, very long time. So yeah, I think I'm going to...
And have you booked in?
I'm not with her, because she specialises in people 18 and under.
Right, okay.
But I'm going to join a site. And basically what you do is you don't interview therapists, but you get a little rundown of them. You get a feel of who they are, what they specialise in. You obviously see their fees as well. But I think therapy is average about £50 an hour, between £50 and £80. So I think I'm going to start.
It's definitely worth a try, especially if you've been bottling everything up for so long.
My whole life.
I've had therapy before. It's very, very difficult. So when you first begin, letting them feelings out, it makes you feel like shit. So you go home and you feel like shit for the rest of the day. The more you progress, the more you talk about it, the more you understand why you feel like you feel, and it definitely helps.
Yeah.
So yeah, just stick with it.
Oh.
That's my advice. Find someone you like and just stick with it.
Yeah, hopefully. Mate, I promise you, as of January, I will be going to therapy, 100%.
Yeah, go for it.
It's crazy. Like one 3 hour conversation, like
Mate,
broke the seal on a couple of emotional things for you.
Wow. Like, honestly, in 3 hours, we opened up probably 20 or 30 little doors that haven't been opened in many years. Oh, mate, that wasn't even like touching the surface. And it was it was intense, mate. Like, yeah, it was intense.
Did you go in there expecting to have them kind
No,
of
not at all. No.
conversations?
I went in there fully expecting her to just talk to me and me to reciprocate and be like, you know what, she's been amazing. Please bleep her name, by the way. Apologies, I shouldn't have said her name. My sister, yeah, and me reciprocate, going, yeah, she's kind of progressed and she's doing amazing and she's happy and you know she's kind of come to terms with everything. And then yeah, she started kind of talking to me and she was like, and what about you? And I was like, I'm all right. She's like, no. What about you? And I was like, and then yeah, bosh, fuck it out. Yeah, it was amazing, mate. It wasn't amazing. That's not the right word to use, but it was
an experience.
It was an experience that I would like to explore.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. Like going in there with no expectations of that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you experience that and actually know that it's actually okay, it's actually fine, and it's a really good thing.
Oh, it
'Cause
is
I think
okay,
the thing
for sure.
the thing that puts people off is the thought of going there and the thought of doing it, and that puts people off going. So the fact that you went there with no expectation of anything was probably a good thing.
Oh, honestly, it was amazing, and I'll be very happy to talk about it as it's going on and give my experience. So if there's ever anyone else who is thinking about starting therapy or wanting to go to therapy but just doesn't know anyone else that is, if you listen to this, then yeah, fucking expect to hear about my experience as a little weekly snippet if you want.
Mate, this is
couples
amazing.
Therapy as well. People hear that people are going to couples therapy and it's a bit like stereotypical where that must mean it's the end of the relationship. That's actually probably the start of the relationship.
Yeah.
That's where things get better.
Mm.
So there's no shame in going to therapy, whether it's couples therapy or
I'm not ashamed
your
at
own
all.
therapy.
If people had been what I'd been through, maybe they'd want to go to therapy too. And everybody's life's different, isn't it? And everybody
100%.
handles things completely different. So there's no shame in anything.
Are you aware of object permanence in relation to like ADHD stuff, Rick? So, because I think this probably plays a part, because you're not medicated, right? Object permanence is the thing that makes people with ADHD like super messy, like because the reason they leave a lot of the stuff out, if they don't have a system in place to manage all that stuff, they'll leave everything out, because if they put it away, they'll forget that they have it, or they forget that it exists, right? But here's the horrible thing, that applies to people. So if you don't interact with someone for a long period of time, you kind of forget about them, and then you feel like this weird guilt that you've not been checking in. But it also applies to grief. So if you just put it to one side and kind of forget about it for a while, it kind of goes away, but you maybe not process it. So when you open something, or if something kind of triggers that memory, it can just spill out. And the only reason I say this is because the members of Patreon can literally go and see this moment. So the day that me and Rick met, I reached out to him to interview him for this little side project about this song that I wrote, and it's all about sort of fatherhood. And one of the questions was about like, how do you feel about your dad? And you were like super blunt, like, hate the dude, never going to talk to him ever again. Done. I was obviously like fishing for like emotional responses to the material that I was like sharing with people, but he was so sort of, nah, put that, I've done, drawn a line under that, put that to one side. And I was like, wow, it's like, because he was so resigned to it, like, fuck that guy. I was just like, wow, it's like so definitive. And that's just one part of you've got a lot of stuff to work through, dude.
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is exciting.
I'm fucking expensive as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
But what an exciting way to start the new year. So that will probably
100%.
we'll probably get to like episode 60, 62, maybe even 64, and then hopefully in January people will be able to listen to maybe 5 minutes of my journey every episode.
It's going to be nice to see the growth and just see what actually happens and how.
Maybe I'll become a really nice person.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe I'll just become even nicer and Christian or something.
Cunt.
Yeah. Or I could turn into a fucking devil. Yeah. You don't know. But anyway, let's end it. Kimmi, take us out.
Yes, guys, that was episode 50.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
We had some amazing confessions today and a very, very good Urban Dictionary. Don't forget to go to Patreon for the Too Hot for TikToks. There's loads of other stuff on there as well you can see. I've been Kimmi K, he's been Rick, and that's been Mikey, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Hi guys,
Bye.
love you.
Toodle pip.
Sweet,
Wow.
done. You got
Dude, that was good.
My key. Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was quality. I enjoyed it.